My name is Nikenji Lowe, and my speech is abuse and police brutality on minorities in this society. The central idea is racial profiling on minorities in the society. My question is, have you ever been with a group of friends and got stopped by the police because you fit a description or because you fit certain stereotypes or you look suspicious? Today we live in a society where minorities are racially profiled in the community that they grew up in, that they played with their friends, that they traveled around town for, that they can remember neighborhoods as like the back of their hands. I looked up different scenarios and different stories from people that have actually been abused by police and have been given these stereotypes of fitting descriptions and racial profiling. I looked onto the Heinz website and found that most police officers do illegal searches just because they can and they have the authority to. There was a traffic stop where a man named Mr. Bolin was accused of having meth in his vehicle when seen on a body cam that the police actually placed it in his car. Racial profiling is legitimate in law enforcement officials and also remain a big problem, according to many civil rights leaders. For example, the police shows the officer. For example, this shows that police officers are twice as likely to pull you over if you are black, more if you are black and Latino, other than white drivers. In 2004, Amnesty International estimated that 32 million Americans, more than 1 out of 10, have been victim of racial profiling. According to acul.org, one of the core principles of the Fourth Amendment is that police cannot stop and detain an individual without some reason, probable cause, or at least reasonable suspicion. The Fourth Amendment exactly states it protects people from unlawful searches and seizures. This means the police cannot search you or your home without a warrant or probable cause, but some do not follow that because they feel they have the right and the authority not to. It was a young lady who was enjoying her graduation in 2013. She was 17 years old and planned to go to Milkland University. Fresh out of high school and 11th in her entire class, as her senior class president, she that night went to a friend's house to celebrate their graduation, and they heard sirens out in the front, and it turned out to be the police. They went out front and see what was going on. Police gave them no reasoning, asked for ID and show certification of who they were, and they detained her, threw her to the ground, handcuffed her, and told the others around her to step back. And they didn't give any real cause of why they were detaining, why they were there, or harming anybody in the situation of. It has been police caught on body cams placing illegal substances in vehicles because they didn't find anything on the suspect that they pulled over. It was the 2017 October, and a Mr. Bolin was on his way to the store to pick up diapers with his friend Shelly Smith, and they saw flashing lights in their rearview mirror. They pulled over and followed police procedures. Bolin and Smith had nothing to hide, and when the officer, Mr. Webster, pulled them over and asked them to step out of the car for a search, he claimed it smelled like marijuana, but after the search he didn't find anything. After not finding anything, he placed a packet of cocaine in the car and detained Mr. Bolin. It wasn't until 2 years later when Webster was fired and charged with 52 counts of racketing, false imprisonment, official misconduct, fabricating evidence, and possession of a controlled substance, along with others. Mr. Bolin, during the 2 years, lost custody of his child, was just released from prison, and was serving time under probation. People really don't look at police brutality as a problem because they say that people don't adhere by what the police is asking or what's actually going on in the society of being. It's a bad thing because it has to be a lesson taught to young minorities and children how to actually go through a police search or being pulled over, and it shouldn't be a fear of being pulled over by those who are here to serve and protect when it's really a harmful thing to those who've done nothing wrong. My conclusion is, now that you've heard more about police brutality on Americans and minorities of America, you'll please try to look out for this. And once, if you see it, please report it. Don't be quiet. Don't act like it's nothing, like it's just a normal day, because it is hurting those out here that actually done nothing wrong. It's messing up students' records, messing up people that have just gotten out of jail, and even those who have actually done nothing wrong. Please talk to children around to watch out, to be careful. If you do actually see this go down, be a voice for those who can't speak for themselves. Thank you.